Ukraine may seem far removed from events unfolding in one of the world's most dynamic regions, but it is clearly on the minds of U.S. officials. The commander of the Pacific Fleet has warned of the need to avoid a Crimea-type situation in the Pacific. And a top State Department official told lawmakers earlier this month that sanctions Russia is facing should have a chilling effect on anyone in China who might contemplate using Moscow's actions as a model. As China's military might and confidence grows, it is increasingly finding itself entangled in territorial disputes. Be it disputes over islands in the East China Sea with Japan or with the Philippines and other nations in the South China Sea. There is clearly a temptation for Beijing to try to alter the status quo, says political scientist Jean-Pierre Cabestan. But he says there are big differences between China's disputes in Asia and what has happened in the Crimean Peninsula.
For one thing, as you know, Japan is a U.S. ally. There is a security treaty between Japan and the U.S., which compelled the U.S. to intervene, and China knows it. I think even more so today because the U.S. Obama administration has sent a number of very clear and clear signals to China that the U.S. would be involved in any armed conflict around the Senkaku.
Japan will be the first stop on President Obama's four-nation tour of the region, which includes visits to South Korea and two other Southeast Asian nations that have disputes with China in the South China Sea, the Philippines and Malaysia. The U.S. says it does not take sides in the disputes, but Washington's efforts to rebalance its presence in the region has raised concerns from China. Beijing will be watching closely to see what Mr. Obama does to reassure his allies in the region, whether he plays the role of peacemaker by promoting regional stability or plays up negative perceptions about China, says political scientist Xie Tao.
I would hope that he would do something to assuage China's suspicion. He's not really here to contain China.
Some in China see the U.S. pivot to Asia, as it is called, as an attempt to contain Beijing's rise. They also argue that Washington's actions are emboldening its allies in the region to raise tensions. Bill Ide, VOA News, Beijing.